this Marks and Fusion Tutorials video. Today we're going to be looking, this is on a BMW F25, but for all of the LED driven BMWs, this video is going to be appropriate. You see these lights running around here, they actually have LEDs, and if you look inside, there are actually globes in this. This is combined. Some BMW tail lights are all LEDs, some are combined like this one, some are just globes, so you've got to work out what you've got. But these tail lights here, they're working on the inside, not on the outside. Got people where it's not working here, working there, doesn't matter. There's a little LED board actually in this tail light, and that gets a little dry solder joint in it. I'll show you what that's all about once we get inside and once we see the board. But basically the problem is this on mine, so I'm going to take this out. Nice and simple to get out. I'll show you how to do that, but it's also the same repair on the LED board for many other lights as well. So once we open up the tailgate, you'll see this plastic guard here. Now again, I had a 3 Series wagon, it's the same, 5 Series wagon, all the wagons have this. It's just a matter of, this just presses up, straight vertically up, and then it comes off. I'll get a panel removal tool. Working on your own car, get yourself a set of these. Really cheap, I'll put a link in the description, but get hold of a set of these, and then, without damaging the paint, without anything, you can, look at that, comes straight off, just a little bit more flexing in the right direction. If you have a look at these, you see these little clips there? That's what it clips on with, and it is just a matter of lifting them up and over the hook. Nice and dirty in there, so we'll give that a clean. You see here, a couple of bolts, we'll remove that, and then the light comes straight out. Okay, so I'm going to use a drill. I really like Ryobi drills. I'll put a link through the description of those as well. Got a 10mm socket that we're going to pull that out with. So we can just zip these both out. You can just do it with a spanner or with a socket set. I'll put a link to some basic tools in the description again. Have some tools if you're going to work with your car. It just makes life so much easier. Get some decent tools, something like this. And again, with an adjustable clutch, so you can adjust how hard it is. Absolutely brilliant piece of tools to shout yourself. See, the 2 bolts are now out. And now what you're going to do is pull this vertically straight out. Now, okay, that came out really easy. You see there's another locating, that little spear on the back there, goes back into that locating hole, what holds it in place. On my 3 Series wagon, it was tight as, and it took me forever to work it out, but just, you've got little finger holes here to be able to grab it, and what you need to know is that it's going to come straight out this way, straight back from the car. Then get that out, and then you've got access to this panel on the side here, and we undo these clips. You see that presses in, and that one down there presses out. So you just get that panel off, and that'll get us into where the little LEDs. Removing tools make it super simple to get in and get those clips off. They are a bit tight. Okay, so this clip here, it's got a little internal bit that needs to be pressed in. So you press that down and then wobble that, and then that will come out, and you've got the light out. And as I said, it's basically 3 different clips down here, which is all a bit weird, but pull those down, and these panel removal tools, absolute gold for flexing things like that out. See that one there is just sitting underneath, so it needs to go last. That one's out, that one's out. I'll get a bigger clip. Bend that one out of the way. Remember, you're working with plastics, and you just got to be gentle with it. Take your time. There we go. All right. That one's out, that one's out, that one's out. Pivot. Oh no, this one actually needs to, well, there you go. They've got to squash in. That's weird. 4 different clips. It's like they couldn't decide which type of clip to put on the light. Those 2, they squash in, and then that comes out. And that's where your globes are, and accessing your globes. And right there is the LCD board we're going to have a look at and check all of those solder joints to see if any of those have gone dry. But that's the problem, what's causing this lead strip here and stopping it. So this here just simply slides out. So just wobble and slide again, panel removal tool, just makes life easy. Up she comes. And there, that's out. There's a press button on that side, press it in, under the clip, and then that's out. It's sealed on the back, we're not going to get to that, but we'll have a look on the top to see if any of these solder joints have gone dry. You can also get replacement ones of these. Don't buy the very cheapest, because the very cheapest actually cause a buzzing on your radio. You get interference, so make sure you buy a decent one, because you can replace this. We'll have a look, see if we can't repair it, and obviously you can just replace your globes. Okay, so we've got the little circuit board out. Now, ideally, you wouldn't really want to start on something this small as the first time you did something like this, and you're going to need a small soldering iron like this. I'll put a link in the description. See, it's got a really nice little point, and it's great. It's a bit messy. Heat that up and clean that up a bit before we start, but a really nice little point for getting in to find work like that. This resistor here, this one with R750 written on it, that's the one we're going to reflow the solder, or just what you're going to do is remelt the solder. You get a little crack, and then you don't get a good current running through it anymore. You might get either no light coming on at all, or you might get it flickering or something like that. And if you're looking at it, and normally with a circuit board you can look at both sides. This one you can't. It's got the bit of metal on the back of it, and it's just a matter of if one of these cracks, or what they call a dry joint. So if you look and there's not as much solder on one joint as all the rest, or if you can move it when you touch this, if there's any movement in it, it can indicate that it's cracked and no longer. So we're just going to heat those up. So the solder, it's a very low melting point metal, and we're going to put the heat on there so that it remelts, and any crack will become liquid again, become solid again when it sets. And that's all we're going to do this repair. And the main one that's normally the problem is either side of that, but it can be other things as well. So just give it a good old look around to see if anything else is looking like it needs to be remelted. But certainly that's what you do before you go and buy yourself another one. As I said, the cheapy ones off eBay, the circuit boards, nice and easy to switch out, but the report is that you get a buzzing on your radio, so they're obviously giving off some interference. So if you're going to replace it, get yourself a decent one. And if you're going to repair it, then absolutely just remelt those blobs there, and we'll be in business. The power comes in here to this plastic piece. So how does it transfer through to this board? You see the two pins here. It's actually got the positive, the red, and the negative there coming through these contact pins, which contact onto here. So while you're at this, you definitely want to be giving those a clean up as well. Give them a bit of a scratch and a clean. These are looking a little bit corroded and ordinary, so we'll give that a clean up as well to get a good current coming through to that LED there as well. I've remelted the solder here, and we're going to plug this in and give it a test. So here's the big test. Unlock the car. Oh, look at that. That's returned. We've got the LED back. Just a matter of resoldering that lead, not resoldering, it's just remelting the solder, and we've got it back. We've got 4 tail lights back on this car. So brilliant. All right, we'll open this up and put that little cover back on, and put those 2 10mm bolts back on, and we'll be in business. Repair, no dollars. I will put a link through that little soldering iron, because that's perfect. You want that small tip rather than a big one, and that'll fix your problem.